it up, fam.
It's a bottle of Apothic and Michelob Ultra.
MK Ultra?
MK Ultra.
Mark Ultra.
I don't get that one.
Mark Strong?
Mark Harm?
Dan Harmon?
Oh, there's a tasty fat boy.
Welcome to the MetaVillains podcast.
It's alive.
Yeah.
Wow.
And by live, I mean I just hit record.
We have missed you all.
Indeed.
Fuck. We didn't do what we were going to do.
Now
Which
was
was
We got to buy inflatables next time.
Oh, yeah. Well,
When we
This
do a
was-
live one.
Well, we
Yeah.
have 100% more mirror. So
Look, the mirror
pretty
is
good,
always
right?
there.
look
Yeah.
at us on the TV instead of actually looking at us.
So internet.
That way you can get that sweet cut in the back there.
Hell yeah.
It's called behind the scenes.
Some things have changed since our last podcast.
Your hair?
Here,
Mm-hmm.
Dan got
When was
a
our
new
last
job?
fucking... What was our last podcast?
See, that job isn't even new anymore.
It's not. I'm probably going to get fired from it. It's all right.
As you throw back some liquor.
Wait, what?
That's what happens when your business fails.
True. So, I don't even know how to fucking kick these things off anymore.
No. I'm leaving on you, Michael. You're the fucking rodeo master of this one, buddy.
Oh, yeah. We had
we should
organizational
discuss this
changes.
schism.
Oh, did we now?
Yeah.
That
When we were
sweet,
like,
sweet
hey,
schism.
we're not taking care of the podcast anymore. The podcast is now yours.
Right. Well, so originally the podcast shifted to me, and I was like, all right, cool. Well, Friday will just be my day. And then I was like, I'm getting really burnt out on this bullshit. I'm going to do something that I actually give a fuck about because it'll make me be more passionate about the MetaVillains. And that's where our rock and roll came from.
Hell yeah.
And it's been a lot of fucking fun since. However, it hasn't left a lot of us any creative time to make time for a podcast, especially when we have other stuff going on in our lives. So we voluntold Makolo.
Enter the brown man.
Enter the brown man. Well, so we voluntold Makolo to take it over from us.
I love that word.
Yeah.
What?
Voluntold.
Voluntold.
Yep.
I was going to say something else, but then I realized it could be racially insensitive. I was going to say we outsourced.
Oh.
It's not as worse as saying spick 40 times.
No, I'll never text that to you because somebody else already did. So we've
What-
already hit
what?
that quota.
Jesus.
Somebody texted you the word spick 40 times.
It was a little bit more specific than that. He'll tell
What?
he'll tell
You
the
remember?
story. Yeah, I was there when it happened. When you got those texts, wasn't? Or no,
I
you
forwarded
told
it to
you
you.
forwarded
Yeah.
it to me. You took a picture and sent
How
it.
does
got-
it get more
I got-
specific than that?
Well, it wasn't just spick. It was spick, 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 spick. And then here, spicky, spick, spick, spick.
Oh.
Or spick, spick, spicky. Something. Sam Witwicky, some form of that.
Fucking- Why?
Satan.
All right. Cool.
Nice.
People are great, and they all deserve to die.
Everyone deserves the best in life. Oh.
It was great. It's a good memory.
Well,
Great. So we're going to talk about stuff.
here we are on the other side of it.
Yeah.
Aside from racially charged hate crimes and job losings and alcoholism.
Well, I say we should at least introduce ourselves.
Speaking of which,
I guess the best thing I've got going for me has been sick for like 2 weeks now. So that's cool.
True. I mean, we got to play more Overwatch together, so
It's been great.
As your friend, I am like super selfishly like, I hope he doesn't.
Not like I wouldn't play
Get better,
I know.
get better in real life or at Overwatch.
No, like,
No, I
want
would
him to
hope
play
he wants me
Overwatch
to get
with me
better
more.
at Overwatch. Like I'm tired of fucking losing sometimes.
Dude, we've had a good run.
All right.
And
The last
that
couple weeks have been
segues
good.
pretty perfectly
Yeah.
into the first topic of tonight, which is the new hero, Burrito.
Baguette.
Brigitte.
Bridget.
Brigitte.
Yeah, Burrito. She's pretty cute. I like her. So I wanna kind of.
I have a love-hate relationship with her
okay.
after one day.
So,
well, of course.
my experience with her so far is literally
Every team
it's-
locks one in within
Well, yeah,
the first 2
but-
seconds.
No,
That's this guy.
it's the meme where it says, this guy is no longer my best friend. New friend is this, and I'm just like, yeah, Narissa is no
Moira
longer
my
best
best friend.
The
Brigitte.
new best friend is now Brigitte. Just kidding.
It's legitimately
Narissa for
we
life.
load into a game and before my loading screen completes, somebody
gone.
is already Brigitte.
I'm
So
just happy it's no longer Widowmaker that locks in first.
You're
I-
not
you-
wrong. For us, it's
you don't really
Hanzo.
see that too much in PC Overwatch. You'll
It's Hanzo.
I
I see
was
it on
talking about
console.
Widowmaker.
On console,
Like,
it's
Widowmaker,
it's
you
still
don't
it's
really
Widowmaker
see.
or Hanzo.
We get a useless fucking sniper on the attack.
That's every game.
Where she's useless every fucking game without
To be
fail.
fair, every time you complain about that one person who's just like, why the fuck did they pick that? They end up being the best person
Only
on the team.
sometimes.
Do they get
Only
played
That
main?
Winston, when you're like, why are you picking a Winston?
That
We're not
Winston
even a
was
dying
pro as
comp. And then
fuck.
that Winston like carried the fucking team.
I can't play
To
Winston.
be fair, you
I hate
complained about it
Winston.
first.
It's true.
You were so mad.
We are the same.
Well, we were already on a losing spree, and you just immediately tilt as soon as you like.
It's like
fucking-
we're not even a dive comp. Why are you playing Winston?
Yeah.
And then he dives by himself and just still takes
Yeah,
the team.
I mean that Hanzo that we had on that team, because I was like, can we play something other than Winston and Hanzo? And the Hanzo just ended up feeding the entire team
yeah.
for life. But
I mean, then you had Nintendo Babe, who was
He did
a
get
pretty
Nintendo
good
Babe.
widow.
Who friend requested me?
it's pretty awesome.
Is that her tag?
Yeah, Nintendo,
Nintendo
Babe.
Babe?
Yeah.
was her him or
And
hers
she
tag.
Fred requested him because he was,
He was
kissing her
neckbeard.
ass on,
Yeah.
on the chat. It
was
was pretty
great.
cute. Pretty
Nintendo
cute.
Babe.
Okay, Brigitte. Is she good?
What are your initial thoughts?
Well,
I think she's cool. I like
Memes
tankies.
aside,
I hated her the first time that I encountered her because I played arcade for 3 hours like an idiot.
trying to grind out those
What'd
loot
you play? No
boxes.
limits.
Oh yeah, it was no limit, so it was teams of 6 Brigittas all the
Yeah.
time.
Oh.
Until we found an actual like really good comp of like you do like 3 Brigittas, you do a Junkrat, a Moira, and then you can flex the other one. And we won like 4 in a row doing that shit.
So we started that
Nice.
on a lunar colony.
Yeah.
So it was 6v6 Brigitte was good. And then we're like, all right, well, let's go again. And so we're defending and we're like waiting to see like hear the shields clanking. I'm like, well, we hear clanking, but that doesn't sound like Brigitte. They went Bastion.
And
Like
they
6
all
bastions.
died,
And they all died
horribly.
immediately.
And we all died immediately because we were the Brigitte team.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. That's how we counter the Brigitte team. Is anytime we got pushed, it would be 3 Torborns and then like 2 Bastions and then just like a McCree just floating around.
Yeah,
was
I
great.
What does it sound like to have 6 Brigittas? Is it just like rally to me?
You mean 12?
yeah.
Great.
There's
Those
there's a
my
lot
dreams.
of rallying going on, that's for sure. But as far as the character itself, I think she's pretty cool. The problem is no one knows how to play her right now.
She's
So-
like a little mini Reinhardt mixed with Zenyatta. Like that's how I think of her.
I think she's actually stronger than we initially anticipated when we were discussing how we think that she might be a fair character. I think she's actually a little bit stronger.
Her little
And
flail range is ridiculous.
though I think that she will fall into comps, and she won't be like a tiered support. Like Mercy can go on any team and be good. I don't think she'll do that. I think she'll fall in line. And she'll have her. I think she'll have her moments in the spotlight. We were discussing like really awesome maps for her, really awesome team comps with her earlier in the car. So I think that she's going to shine through as a good support character. But she is by no means a Mercy.
The problem is no one plays her right now like a support character. Everyone wants
They
to play
her as
her like she's a
fucking
tank.
I played quick play earlier as Orisa, and
Just when you rage quit.
no. It was a few games before when I was on a win streak, and the Brigitte that was with me jumped in front of me whenever my shield broke, and then when my shield went back up, she went back and started healing me. I was invincible. I didn't die that game, and I took out like 12 people. And I was like, "This is
That was
amazing."
pretty good. And see, I really think like in moments like that where you can kind of back up your baguette, your carbs are going to be able to support you.
Yeah.
Which is
What?
something that
So
as humans we don't normally
Bread
get
by
the
itself
opportunity
is
to
not good, but
experience.
you get a little butter on it. Like then we're
Or garlic.
barely
Yeah.
talking.
Or garlic.
You got to toast it up a little bit.
A man,
Now we know why she's yellow. She's garlic bread.
a man
Oh,
cannot
fucking so good.
A man cannot live on carbohydrates alone, complex or otherwise.
Are you quoting
That is a good analogy.
The
for-
goodest
for
boy?
burrito.
I read that in a book.
Are you quoting the goodest boy?
I sure am.
Yeah,
He's not a good person.
yeah, he is a good person.
He's not a good person.
He's quoting his favorite character.
Topic
of all
number
time.
2. No.
On to the real shit.
Yeah.
On to the real Let's talk about what happened to you this week. Are you ready to talk about it?
What
What
happened to me
happened?
this week?
It's that place where you go all the time.
To wreck
Pornhub?
Oh, Pornhub.
Ex hamster?
You know what I'm talking
Mm.
about.
I mean, I do know those what he's talking about, but this I don't know what you're talking
Oh, I
about.
think I know what you're trying to get at.
We
now.
we can discuss X Hamster all day long.
Let's not.
Okay. Toys R Us. We went there
That's-
technically this.
yes.
That's where we're going.
That's
Okay.
what he was referring to.
Yeah, we drained our bank accounts at TRU. That was fun.
Before the liquidation sale.
I didn't realize that those figures are that expensive. Don't ever buy me one of those again. Now I feel terrible because you've bought me like 2, and I'm like, oh my god. He's
Some other
literally-
things are more.
Holy
Mega Man was
shit.
more.
Yeah, that I fucking believe. That guy. And you gave one to Kevin too.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck, man?
talking about
Like,
the
I
Figments?
would not
No.
buy those at my
the one that was on Kickstarter.
paycheck status.
Oh.
Oof.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
those are brutal. The Sailor Moon that I bought, I'm really happy with. But like, I also kind of want to give it away to somebody because it would be a good gift. And I don't really have anything like display wise that it goes with.
It's just Sailor Moon.
Yeah, my heroes
fucking
of the
put her
Storm
in your
stuff
car.
is all together. Yeah, true.
Right on your dash.
I could put it with Megman. He's not doing anything. Anyways, TRU and the rise
True.
of KB Toys.
They're coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Is that for real?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Opening up
They plan on having
Can we talk about
stores
that
open
first?
before holiday.
because I really want to. I am really excited, and I think that they stand a chance, even though Dan disagrees wholeheartedly.
I just don't understand when you watch a toy conglomerate like fucking
Warehouse Man.
Toys R Us go out of business after a $6.6 billion bailout,
Well-
which with that Dan Rather video that we watched kind of explains that a
kind of
little bit
did.
better.
How much
give
rent
us-
do you think they pay on a warehouse? They're all warehouses, by the way. But how much money do you think they spend on a warehouse versus if they had a toy front? Like if they just had a small, like little chain place where they paid like $600 in rent, maybe $900, maybe at the most, with heavy traffic, guaranteed volume, $1,700.
I'd say like a mall location, you're
Right.
looking at 15 to 1700.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like guaranteed foot traffic, $1,700. Sure. But like, how much do you think Toys R Us was spending on their warehouse? I'm pretty sure if they didn't like
yeah.
build it and own the land, then they must be paying like $5,000 a month.
Minimum.
Minimum.
Our office in the bank building spends $5,000 a month on rent, and it's nowhere
Right.
near as
Exactly.
Is that-
Exactly. Yeah. So I think a big cost there is rent and employees. When you run a warehouse, you have to hire a lot more employees to guarantee that the lights get turned on. And
But there's
KB
never
Toys,
anybody working at a Toys R Us, even before they were closing down.
KB Toys can operate on like 2 persons. If I walk into a Toys R Us, I can always find like 6, 7, 8 people tops. They might be hiding somewhere, trying to like run away from the single moms who have questions about Kirby's. Like, where do they come from and why are they made out of bubble gum? But like,
These are important questions.
they are important questions to the single white women. I think there's a significant cost factored in, as well as the expansion of their assets. So they probably have way more money tied up in assets than KB Toys ever does.
Sure, but I mean
'Cause-
that's profit potential though. Like
Sure. I think it's better in this economy to, if I were to run a business, I would stock what I know will sell and maybe a slight surplus in the event that I know something's popular. And if I can anticipate the demand, I go heavy. KB Toys has that ability. Toys R Us being a toy warehouse, they're guaranteed to get more in if they want it, but they're less likely to predict trends because they're being run by fucking people who run warehouses versus like in the Magic community, you have Magic warehouses where those people penny out cards all day long, but you also have persons who like speculate on cards, and those guys do the best per volume. They can afford to take the little bit of time because they have less volume and they're looking at like they don't have as much of a bigger picture.
I will say, I bought my first Portal starter set at a Toys R Us. Because you said something
Nice.
about D&D earlier, and I remember seeing the red box at D&D back in those days, or at D&D at Toys R Us back then. But I was getting into Magic, and KB Toys damn sure didn't stock Magic.
No, they didn't. They did stock D&D though, at select locations.
If they come back, I'm kind of excited. Just because that's where I shopped before. I mean,
Same.
Toys R Us I still went to, but you went to KB Toys to get the Japanese imports.
I got all my G.I. Joes at TRU, and I got all my Ronin Warriors at KB
DBZ,
Toys.
all of that at
I got all
KB
my
Toys.
Pokemon cards from Toys R Us.
I got
Because
my-
they're the only place that like consistently had them in stock.
I actually was introduced to card stores when I was really young, and that's how I got like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon cards and stuff. So I was both lucky and unfortunate in that regard. But I mean, I wouldn't trade that experience away because we were discussing like the nostalgia of toy stores and how like I used to walk it wasn't Zeno's. I think it was, I don't remember if it was Dan's or not, but it would have been old Dan's off of San Juan. And
Oh,
like,
yeah, that
you could
old
walk-
shop.
Yeah, you could walk
Mhm.
in there and buy a G.I. Joe, like the little like 3 or 4
I
inch
still have a few
figures.
things from there.
You could go in there and buy one of the G.I. Joes for like $1.50 a piece, or you could get like 4 for $5. And then like each gun that you bought, like he had a whole bit like pail of guns, and you could buy each gun for like $0.25. And it was cool shit. And to me, that was just fucking awesome. And but I think that moment then 20 years ago versus like today, there is a very clear and defined like we can't go back.
Well,
That's done.
online shopping kind of killed that too.
Right. Online
which
shopping
is a blessing
hurt.
and a curse.
The secondary market hurt. There was no secondary market for
For
G.I. Joes because they pumped them out by the fucking trillions. They were already super cheap.
Mhm.
You were buying them for like $5 out of the fucking box. You know, and then the 12-inch ones, you were buying them for what, like 10 at one point when they were really inexpensive, or
Yeah.
like $10 or $12 for a 12-inch figure.
If it was 20,
With
it was one that came with like a
tons of
bunch of deluxe
accessories.
shit.
Yeah, exactly. So I really think that toys getting more expensive, getting more niche for the kids who grew up with them into adulthood hurt because they weren't able to kind of like keep up with the trends. I think cheap toy makers coming in really hurt as well. Because if you looked at those fucking Warcraft figures, you would also want to fucking run your face into a fucking
You talking about
wall.
the movie ones?
Oh my god,
Yeah,
they're the
they're so bad.
worst, dude. If Mecha made those, I would have
Would've bought
bought
every
the
single one of
whole wave
Every single one.
without a doubt. And who
Yeah, I don't-
did the Toys R Us or not?
I
Toys
don't
R Us.
know. I don't know why Jack Specific got that license.
Who did the Power Ranger weapons? You're not wrong. Who did the Power Ranger weapons? The dagger and the sword?
Oh well, Bandai still does that stuff.
Okay, so if Bandai, who sold the Power Rangers weapons, got the license, even if they would have made decent toys, half-assed toys, let's say, if they would have made the licensed weapons,
Could you imagine
I would have-
Bandai Doomhammer?
I would have paid $180 for Doomhammer, like fucking that. Doomhammer is like my third favorite orc of all time. So
Now
any
I'm
of
interested to know your list of orcs.
my list.
Who's your favorite orc of all time? Since Doomhammer is only third.
So Gul'dan is second on my list.
Okay.
And my first
It's Jacoby.
is Thrall. I mean, it's
I mean,
not.
that's fair.
It's not difficult.
All right, there
I
you
wasn't
go.
going to shock anybody. I wasn't going to
like
list some obscure
like the
old.
Jesus figure of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Nazgul or not Nazgul. Fuck, I forget his name. He was the raider captain that worked under Thrall. He's also a very favorite. orc.
Ner'zhul.
Ner'zhul, that's his name. Nope. Ner'zhul is the Lich King. Nope, it's not Ner'zhul.
There's so many. There's so
Okay,
many.
so toys. I mean, I can say as an adult guy who tries not to collect things, honestly.
Yeah, you say as you just sold your entire video game collection.
That was this.
You made
I
my
felt so sad,
pee-pee cry blood
but then again, I was so happy that you thought of me
because you
for
got
Metroid.
a fucking Metroid right off the bat.
It's because he knows the weight in my fucking heart.
Dude, when
Which
he
is
called
that-
me
which is that
and I
game
was like,
voice.
do you have a Metroid? And he was like, yeah, I'm giving it to Chris. I was like, I'm going to go get drunk.
Okay.
I will duel him in combat for it.
I was like, he deserves it. It is his favorite game of all time.
To be fair, yeah, those were my mom's video games. She made it very clear my entire life that those were hers, and I
Yeah.
was allowed to play them. So
That's
I wanted somebody else to have the opportunity to play them. So it was kind of bittersweet. That being said, you want an OG Super Scope in the box? You let me know. You hit me up. Because fuck that thing. That thing was awful. God, she bought that and I was like, ugh. Anyway.
Adults make terrible decisions. We learned this as children.
Right.
We echo it as adults.
we continue in our own right.
So here's the thing. When I go to Toys R Us and I'm like, I'm an adult and I have money. And I go to the toy store and I see these awful Warcraft figures and I
Right.
see these awful fucking like Power Ranger figures or whatever. I'm just like, it looks like a piece of shit. Like, well, what do I need this for? And I know in the back of my mind that online I can get a fucking Guardians of the Galaxy Star-Lord with
Yeah.
a real fucking zipper on his jacket with my adult money instead of fucking around at the toy store. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go get the nice thing because I'm an adult and I can afford things until I get fired. But here's the thing. It doesn't, the toy model is broken because the whole online, the secondary market, and the fact that the quality on these toys is absolute ass. I go to there to see that some things exist and I'm like, hey, that's great. But I know that the Kickstarter Mega Man X is somewhere out there in the world, and a damn sure ain't at Toys R Us.
My issue
Bruh.
is that there's a gap between those two.
0.
So you have the shitty toys that are like mildly inexpensive,
Well,
sometimes even more expensive
even-
than they should
That's
be.
the problem is those shitty toys are still $20 a
More than
fucking
they
6-inch figure.
Yeah. But I'm saying that there's a gap between paying that kind of money for a shit product versus
Right.
spending hundreds of dollars on something that's actually worth the money.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What's the
a
company
different
that
market. There's-
what's the
there's all
company
kinds
that
of
makes
markets.
the statues that like 12-inch statues that are always like $500-$600?
Oh, there's
Hot-
too
Hot,
many.
Hot Toys.
But-
well, Sideshow makes like statues.
Sideshow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
statues and toys. So Hot Toys makes the 12-inch figures that
Right.
are fully opposable. Like they're fucking awesome toys. But they are toys, just like 12-inch GI Joes were toys.
The ones that I'm thinking of are like actual like, statues.
The comic statues of like comic book characters and different like
to
action.
put it bluntly,
Yeah.
like the
Or
one that
busts
keeps getting
even.
advertised to me on Facebook because
because of Wish.
because Facebook likes to listen into my conversations is there's an Alucard from Symphony of the Night.
Interesting.
Might
That's
be
being
from
made.
Sideshow.
And I look it up and I'm like, this thing is beautiful. I'm going to send this to James. James might be totally interested. It's up for pre-order because it's not coming out obviously until like mid next year.
Yeah.
Because that's how it always works. And then I see the price and it's $800.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. Sideshow's smart. You can flex pay that motherfucker.
Right. But
Well, that's
then
the thing
at
with
that point, I'm paying
statues.
$40 a month until next fucking year. I'm like, at
Hey,
that
man.
point, that's basically like paying a cable bill
you can have
for
it.
like
I-
a year.
Then
I
you can
also-
have it. Then
Yeah,
it's
but
yours.
You get that statue.
You
Here's
get
the-
that
all
sick
right.
ass.
There's no interest in those either.
I don't think toys and statues overlap very well because statues are difficult to play with.
Mhm.
And if you guys think I'm not playing with my fucking toys when nobody's home, y'all wrong.
I do it in my underwear.
Fucking
I did it before when I was
damn
like, hey,
right.
do you want a carpool? And I was like, fuck, no, I actually got to put on pants.
Yep. I mean, at least I gave you some extra leeway time to put on pants because I was like, I'll come pick you
You
up.
did, because I was messing with that Star-Lord.
Because he could just show up in your house and be like, hope you're not jacking it,
Yep.
which he does for me every time.
Chris Pratt.
He was Jack.
Hell yeah.
Mm.
I'm
sure his hands.
I would
somehow
be
fucking-
terrified to walk into McCullough's house, just open the fucking door, and screech out like I do over here. Hope you're not fucking jacking it. His parents, oh man, they terrify me.
What? Really?
Yeah, the idea, and it comes from Joel's parents. All right, so my only like real run-ins with Puerto Rican like parent figures have been pretty like.
I got a head tilt over here.
Yeah, you did. I didn't meet yours, so fuck off.
I know.
She also plays video games, so I would have like
he
kicked
knows my
open the
mom.
door and screamed,
Your mom's
"Who's
sweet."
playing
Yeah.
Chrono Trigger?"
I've actually never.
Yeah, I don't
really
think he's ever met
your
my dad, but like,
Yeah.
I've been there over numerous times, and he's always
never met your
gone.
parents.
So Joel's mom, like the first time I met her, she like
she asks about you sometimes. By the way.
fucking like her hip
I'm like, yeah,
rolled
he's good.
back and
That's
her
where I'm
hand
going.
went on her side, and
So
she was
says
like,
hi.
"So you're the fucking white devil my son hangs out with? That's cool." God, fucking.
But see,
Fine.
in the opposite, when I lived in Virginia and I was the only white friend because
Yeah.
everyone else was like of either Puerto Rican, Filipino, or black descent, my mom was the mom that like made all the like colored kids afraid to come over, not because of like racism, but because she was fucking mean to
Yeah.
all of my friends. She was mean to my fucking friends. To the
You
point,
motherfucker. Hold on 1 second. Did you
know
say
that Spike Spiegel is a good guy?
Yeah, right.
Sorry, that's an inside joke that immediately tilts Dan into
No,
the
it's cool.
stratosphere.
It's,
No, just
the one that
insult.
tells Dan more is we're halfway through Cowboy Bebop at episode 5. Did you just say colored, my dude?
Yes.
Did you just say colored, my dude?
Hey, let him express his opinion however he feels.
Anyone
They
who
do
is
say
not-
persons of color.
Anyone who is
Like they do
not
say
white.
POC.
Right. Okay. Well,
Like he didn't say back in Virginia where the water fountains still say colored on them. He
West
just said
Virginia.
all of my friends have a different color. That's acceptable.
Speaking of, what city does Misty live in?
Charleston.
Charleston. Okay. Do they still have the water fountains?
Dude, there's just a bunch of Asians over there.
Yeah.
It's
Why?
really weird.
It's the most backwards place.
It's really weird.
West Virginia's weird.
I was like,
West Virginia's pretty.
I don't see too many
Hashtag,
hills.
hashtag West Virginia's weird.
for sure.
Okay. So how about those colored kids?
Anyway,
I want to know
Puerto
what's,
Rican Puerto Rican mother
so
scared
you
me.
shouldn't be afraid of my mom.
I get along with Puerto Rican dads.
My mom's great. I get my personality from her.
Yeah. I would high five her then.
I don't think Chris ever did meet my dad. But other people who meet
No.
my dad are like, he's
Also-
just quiet.
Like I've shit in your house and never met your parents. And they pay the taxes on that house. So like I already feel like I've insulted them.
Mark the time down, please. 27:55
What? 27.55?
into
What?
the podcast. Jared
okay.
mentioned taxes.
You're not wrong, my dude. Not wrong.
Was that
I love hanging out with Jared and then just timing
at my
how long
house.
It takes.
How many times did you say taxes Saturday?
Oh, dude! Holy shit!
If you're at my house,
It was in
the
the
revolving
30s.
joke is I tell Sparrow that she can talk back to me when she pays her taxes. I tell her she doesn't have to do chores anymore when she pays her taxes. I tell my wife that she can bitch at me when she pays her taxes.
you also joke to your family at your kid's birthday that he's not going to grow up a socialist, which is like sort of like tax
So
implicating.
like yeah, at my kid's own birthday,
At least he's not going to grow up a socialist. Ha ha.
At my
And
kid's
of course,
own
all the
birthday-
old people love that.
I joked and said he can grow up to be anything he wants, so long as he's not a socialist. Like, and the joke was like, he could grow up to be gay. He could grow up to be a president. He could grow up to be a fucking murderer. I don't give a shit. Like,
as long as he's not a socialist.
as long as he's not right. And so there was like, there's irony and then there haversacks. But my grandfather turns around and unironically agrees and is like, yeah, you're right.
From the
He could be
fucking
the
McCarthy
next.
era?
He could be Jarek Bundy, so long as he's not a fucking socialist. And I'm just like, I wrote in Bernie's name.
Thanks, Obama.
Oh my god!
Holy
yeah.
shit!
I drive on these public roads to this public school.
Yeah,
And
I love my pop.
that's the
though.
part. That's the part that made me laugh. Was like the joke was like, I get why you said it because you're pandering to your audience, but it's the fact that your audience took it super serious.
Like
you're right.
yeah.
So
Anyway,
I'm
my beautiful son
curious,
turned one.
What
White
what are
people.
some of your favorite memories from Toys R Us
Ooh.
or whatever
Goddamn.
toy store? Well, let's say
Get
Toys
on,
R Us.
get on with your bad self.
So as you guys know,
Same
I-
haircut, have an ass.
You got your second. So
But he's
your
looking more
same
like PewDiePie.
haircut, have an ass. Do we all have the same fucking haircut?
No,
No, I
I
gotta.
don't look like PewDiePie.
I have a picture that says I have it first.
What's up, guys? So I'm going to
I still
talk
watch 'em.
about how I'm a musician, quote unquote.
Oh, okay, should we leave the room?
I'm
while
an
you take
audio
yourself off.
Yeah.
Did you run into BT Bam at Toys R Us?
Let's talk about how the audio technician set up the camera beforehand.
Oh my god. Tilt.
Typically, you look for an audio visual engineer, but we only have an audio engineer today.
True.
That's correct. I only work on audio. Okay, so here's the thing. My first guitar was purchased at a Toys R Us. My first guitar was purchased at a Toys R Us before credit card processing was a thing. Because I distinctly remember going, and I can bring the box. It's actually at my mom's
Did they have
house.
like the metal clip thing where they rolled it over?
Yeah.
And yeah.
So we walk into Toys R Us and I see this thing up there and I'm like, Mom, I really want this electric guitar. And she's like, okay, I'll get it for you.
It's one of
I
those like
guess."
my first guitar or whatever.
No. It was
First
actually
act.
like
An actual
No,
Squire.
it was like a legit guitar, not like a Squire or anything. That was my actual first guitar when we moved into
You've
our
got
house
yourself
in
a Squire
Jacksonville.
Lion.
Yeah, it was a Squire Bullet. That
Sir.
beautiful- that
Oh,
beautiful-
that is better than a lion.
that beautiful bastard. I gave it to my friend who lives in China now. So this is thing called the Terminator, which I'm sure I purchased or I wanted to purchase because
Right.
I fucking love the Terminator, right? So it's this thing. It's a weird shaped box with a guitar and this dude's arm over the guitar with a leather jacket. I swear I have this box. I'm gonna post it on the fucking Instagram. So
Is he like kneeling with it, or is he?
no,
just
it's just the arm with the leather jacket. You don't see the guy. It's just like picture of guitar like this big in the box. The box is this big, and then it's just arm like this.
So like this is and he's
Yeah, like that. That's it. And then
Hey, don't hide that booze.
and then
he's
he
telling
goes,
you hands off my girl.
and then it says the Terminator, but it's in neon blue and pink. And it's like the segmented, like it's supposed to look like neon lights.
can you hear the 80 synth in the background?
Oh my god! Oh, the damn thing had a built-in speaker on it, so it had like a little switch that when you played, it had like a built-in amp and could amplify. It was super cool. Had a whammy bar, fucking the
This guy.
best. And basically, yeah, I remember that being the first time that I was actually super into how credit cards worked, because they took my mom's card and they did the thing and did the swipey.
They did the Home Alone 2 thing.
Yeah, the heading to what was it, the Toyland? So they fucking swiped it, and I remember asking my mom, I was like, how does that work? And she goes, well, they take a copy of the card and then they call the credit card company and they give them money. And I was like, well, how do they know that you have the money?
They're like,
They're
"You don't."
they're just taking it on credit. That
I got carded.
You got to show proof of ID.
Of course you got carded.
Look at that haircut. That's why.
Yeah.
Looking like a 12-year-old.
Fucking Jesus, gent enough. All right, so yeah, so they swiped it and they were like, I was like, how do they know that you have the money? And she's like, it's just like a check. You write a check and then maybe they get the money. And that's and I was like, wait a second. So I'm starting to understand economy, right? And
And
funny enough,
then you watch Blank Check and you're like, yes.
funny enough, this is what killed Toys R Us. So she's just like, oh, I write a check for $120 and then I give it to them, and maybe the bank gives them money. If I don't have it, then they come after me, and the bank says, you owe us $120 plus a bounce check fee. And I was like, wow, I'm learning about money. And these are the bad habits that led me to my current debt. And significantly enough, Toys R Us went under, as Dan Rather tells us, because not Trump, but because Bain Capital and the other two companies that purchased Toys R Us bought it for $6.6 billion, only 1.3 of which they actually had.
Isn't that how big purchasing like that usually works?
Yeah.
out?
They borrowed $5+ million, $5.3 billion.
That is verbatim how that works.
That's
Even
insane.
in the secondary industry of like Magic, you will find like guys who really do it well have like spreadsheets of
a cold boy.
of credit cards that they utilize for expenditures like that. Like when I was talking about like how I was gonna buy a ton of chains of Mephistopheles and let them skyrocket and then fucking dump them real quick. Me and a friend, you know, he had access to credit. I had access to cash, which actually gave me a better return than he did. How many people do you know just have that kind of capital fucking sitting around? I can tell you who never does, and it's fucking capital investors. They do not just have capital raw sitting the fuck around. That defeats the point of their business model, which is to just acquire and consume and grind and lose.
My understanding of it, I mean, surface level, right? You hear capital investor and you think, well, they're the people with the capital because they've bought and sold enough that they've got the capital to invest.
But they're selling other things to buy other things.
Right.
They're always in constant motion, and that's the thing that can get them into trouble sometimes. Much like Toys R Us.
What about you, Sermons?
That's my favorite memory.
You got a Toys R Us memory?
Blackmailing my dad to buying me a GameCube. That's my favorite fucking moment. Was seeing the look on his face as he swiped that credit card, knowing that I had dirt on him.
What?
Yeah.
Can you even explain the dirt?
Yeah. Not to get into too much detail. My dad is a shitty person,
Sure.
and I caught him doing some shitty things.
Nice.
And me being the also shitty human being that I am, because, you know, he fathered me for quite some time as my stepdad. I'm like, you can buy me a GameCube and I'll forget all about this. And that's exactly what happened. So that's my finest moment, was getting a GameCube with Luigi's Mansion, Super Smash Brothers. Like,
I was gonna say you didn't just get the base console. You got all the fixins.
it was Christmas time. I was like, Christmas, I'm getting a GameCube, and these are the games that I want. So I got all the shit that I wanted.
What color
Nice.
GameCube?
It was the normal purple, and they didn't have any other extravagant colors. I would say about 3 months later, I did get a silver controller for myself. Saved up that nice allowance money. But I honestly don't, like, aside from that funny moment in life, I don't really have too many stories of Toys R Us because I didn't really frequent Toys R Us that much. It was never a place that like I was taken to. I was always taken to places like Walmart or
Right.
the mall.
I
For like
went there.
EB Toys and GameStop and stuff like that.
I went there when I was very, very young. And it was because at that point in time, the West Side and Orange Park weren't as divided by Blanding Boulevard as they were. In fact, when I was going, it had only been a few years when they had sectionalized out one of the few roads that led to Orange Park, which was Orange Park Road. Imagine that, which goes along the St. Johns River. So I'd really kind of, it was in its infancy that they were like linked and the traffic wasn't quite as terrible. So it was on the way home from my mom's side of town. When my dad would pick me up, we would just stop by Toys R Us and we'd go in and I'd get a G.I. Joe. And that was like our first stop when my dad picked me up for the weekend when he had me as a kid. So that's really where my Toys R Us and me stories came from. I didn't really reconnect with Toys R Us until I met like Makolo and Kevin.
Oh, Nerf gun days.
Yeah. Aside from that, like I
think
even
I
when
still have mine.
I
Or
do.
maybe
Mine was
maybe
in
I
my
gave it
trunk
up.
forever.
Mine's in the closet.
Mine's in the carport now.
I might have given it up to somebody, or I might still have it. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't start going to Toys R Us again until again you showed up in my life and Toys R Us became a thing, and Amiibos. Is really the only time I really go to Toys R Us. So I cannot wait for that clear out where I'm just going to get...
tomorrow.
Starts tomorrow?
Tomorrow starts the liquidation.
Shit, I work.
We went in before liquidation because if we wanted stuff, it was going to be there
We went to both.
before it was
we
on
went
sale.
The one day to the one over here, or on our side, and then before something over here, we were killing time and we went, and this one was busy. It looked like Black Friday in there.
Really?
We waited in line to pay for like 15 to 20 solid minutes. Like actually waited in line to pay.
Guess people know. They smell it. The thing is, though,
I'll go look. So
they're
let me
not
know if
liquid.
there's something you're looking for, but like it was kind of.
That place is gonna be clean the fuck out.
It was basically.
From
getting
what I
that way.
understand, like video games and consoles and shit like that are not getting liquidated priced. From what I read, was that certain things were not getting priced down.
Well, some people already came, like all the trading cards, all like the Magics, all that's gone. They came and got those like 2 weeks ago.
I'm sure.
I have a theory that it was all either Star City games or cool stuff. That's what they do.
It's not a
When a
bad
place
thing.
goes under,
It's not a bad thing to do.
yeah, they sweep in and buy everything and just kind of leave it.
So I might go pop in since I'm off and see what
See what's
how's it
on.
going.
I don't get off until 5 tomorrow, so maybe I'll go straight after. I don't know. It's not like I really have disposable income to get anything there anyway, but who knows? And plus, there isn't really any amiibos that I need because I'm not sure as shit not buying the fucking Animal Crossing amiibos.
No, there's I found
I sure as shit can't
A
afford the fucking Dark Souls
Splatoon
amiibo.
girl.
I missed out on the English or England what is it, Amazon pre-order that went up because
Oh, I didn't even know they had one.
they do international shipping. You just
Yeah.
have to pay like
Oh.
$10 in shipping instead of free,
Sure.
and I missed out on that too.
Yeah, I fucked up too.
Oh well. Didn't we say it's like GameStop exclusive anyway?
It's a GameStop exclusive.
Fucking exclusive.
Sold out like twice apparently.
I really don't want Nintendo that already has a very exclusive business model to have exclusives. That is infuriating. So if you missed out on that sweet Dark Souls amiibo, just like we did,
Praise
get wine drunk with us. And praise the sun god.
Praise the Solaire.
Hey.
What
Um,
if I try to
Oh,
narrow it
fucking
down?
crap.
Like I can't pick like one. I have three memories that stick to my brain from Toys R Us. Technically four if I say Force Friday with Kevin from like Force Awakens. But like if we're talking like childhood Pokemon cards, when those came out, when they had the booster packs and they limited it to like one per person, I would go with my parents and my grandparents and be like, you have this much of my allowance money, I have this much, you have that much, you each buy one. So I had 4 chances to get like the holographic card or whatever was in the booster pack.
yeah, son, get yourself a holographic Charizard.
When the Lost World came out and they had like those epic play sets, like I bought all of that with like gift card money and stuff after Christmas. So I had like the giant RV and the trucks and the Velociraptors and the T-Rex. But the biggest one would be my uncle buying me Metal Gear Solid 1 on PS1
Yeah.
and then coming home and I started it and he's like, well, I bought it for you. And he played up until what is his name? In the tank.
Vulcan Raven?
Yeah. He played until Raven and then
What
it was
the
like,
fuck?
and then he was
That's
like-
like 3 hours.
yeah, but he was like, all right,
gameplay.
I'm done. Here you go. And so I got to pick up from there.
Nice.
What a winner.
I got stuck on the Find Meryl's Codex thing for like 3 weeks. Like that whole like Ego Raptor meme where it's just like, what the fuck do I do? Just look on the box, you idiot. That was me. That was legitimately me. I did not understand what it was wanting me to do for a super long time. Man, where am I gonna buy my video games now?
Guys, can we all take a moment to appreciate my son?
I mean,
Is
we
he straight-
appreciate him.
Is he
Probably
straight
more than we-
naked, just
Yeah.
like giving me those eyes?
Well, at least he's not pulling the dad sit in that picture.
Can you post that to the MetaVillains Instagram, please?
Yep.
what we actually look like while playing Overwatch online.
I mean,
Pretty
is
close.
it weird that I have no idea if my webcam actually does anything? So I'm like, I get dressed to play games with you guys.
I was dressed yesterday because
I'm
I
just
had
like-
errands to run. I was actually going to go to the company that you recommended me to go to and talk about pricing for a gym set. So
Buying yourself a home gym there?
yeah, I'm going to get squat rack. Probably like 400 pounds worth of bumper weight and a bunch of other stuff.
Hell yeah.
Yep. So now that my stepkid's father goes to the same gym as me, I'm just like, I don't ever want to share a locker room sweat with you, dude.
It's kind of awkward.
I'm good. I just don't.
So you run into Will?
Yeah, like I walked into the gym once and like saw him and I was just like, I'm going to deadlift. And that was the same time somebody was like, you deadlift a little wide. Have you always deadlifted with one hand in that position?
What
And
the
I'm like,
fuck?
is it a sumo deadlift? And he was like, yeah, I guess, but it's just I don't think that's how you deadlift. And I'm like, I don't think it's how you deadlift either. I think it's how you sumo deadlift. So yeah, just fucking, we're done. We're done. MetaVillains, the weightlifting, the podcast.
You want to fucking go?
I was so tilt. I like lifted my fucking weight, like fucking dropped it, and I just left. I didn't even.
Don't even fucking rack it.
No, I was done.
Just
I was
left
like,
there.
I haven't been to the gym since.
All right. I'm going to look straight at the camera. You, me, we're in the same room. You ever go up to somebody who's doing a sumo deadlift and ask them if they're deadlifting? Fucking kill yourself. Stop.
This is your PSA.
Yeah.
If you ever see me in public at a gym and you see me sumo deadlift, if you see me, period, and you walk up to me and you're just like, you're not deadlifting correctly, I'm going to fight you. And you're going to lose.
This is from a medically licensed health professional. Fucking kill yourself.
Medically licensed professional.
Sign a DNR and fucking
If you don't kill yourself, Jared will.
Jesus
man.
God.
Also, if you say that sumo deadlifts are not a real lift, you can go fuck yourself, Doug. You piece of shit.
The fucking state of Florida is watching this.
Yeah.
Like, bam!
The stamp comes
Denied.
down. Coincidentally, if you happen to be on your max, hold that bitch for a second, please. Don't just throw it up and before it actually gets there, use momentum to touch your hips and drop it like it ain't nothing.
Hold your fucking weight, lock out, please.
Yeah,
Fucking Jesus, I almost died.
I'm sorry. Are we working out or are we just fucking licking our own labia? I'm confused.
Porque no los dos.
I'm talking to you, Ka.
He locked out in his last one.
You sure did.
'Cause I
Proud
called
of him.
out on
Haven't
the
even seen it, but if you
Because
locked out,
I
him.
called him out on the first one, so
As he should
He
have.
locked
Like
out
a
on
good
this one.
friend. If I didn't fucking lock out, fucking Dan was there and he was just like, hey, why are you enjoying the sweet taste of a penis right now? I'd have been like, well, you got me. You got me.
Not that there's anything wrong with enjoying the sweet
The sweet taste of a penis is great, but when you're deadlifting, that's not exactly when the time you should be cracking open a cold one with the boys.
not ideal to
No.
be tasting penis while you're deadlifting. There's a lot of bitage that could happen. We've gone off track.
So,
Oh, it's
Podcast
great.
master.
I like it. I like it.
where
heard
are we
penises.
at? How do you
We shared our memories.
How do you
Do you
get?
wa- do
How
you
do
wanna
you get?
touch on,
How do
some
you get dicks in the face while deadlifting back on the rails?
I only-
What's the next topic?
I only deadlift Marvel Legends.
Infinity
Thank you.
War.
Marvel Legends
Infinity Dick.
Perfect.
fucking did it.
There's the
That
connection.
movie looks okay.
It looks like I'm gonna
You mean
score
to
it.
tell me Dan, who doesn't like anything, Dan thinks this thing is going to be just okay? I say this as a person who hates just as much as you do.
Here's the thing. I watched Black Panther finally
Uh-huh.
on a cam because
Of course.
they're not getting my fucking money. Fuck Marvel.
Okay.
Whoa.
Dude,
Okay.
I don't have fucking $50 to go to the fucking cinema, man. Like,
That's why you get Movie Pass.
just fucking talk to me
This
about
is
Movie
sponsored
Pass.
by.
I still need to do that.
Hey, Movie Pass. Hit us up with that sweet sponsor.
Or like,
Use code MetaVillains to
or
not
like-
get anything at fucking Movie Pass.
or like, you could just go to the movies with a friend who usually goes to the movie and sees like a movie 8 times over. Because usually I end up paying for people that go with me.
It's true. He's a movie lover,
10 out
so
of
he'll
10.
buy for things.
Okay, well,
Anyway, you
anyway, so
saw
I
Black Panther.
finally watched Black Panther after, all the great reviews and everything, and I was like, man, I enjoyed this movie. 7 out of 10. So
So a 7 out of 10 is a 70%,
yeah,
which
that's
is a
pretty good.
C minus
It's pretty
by Duval County's grading scale.
good.
Otherwise, it's like a D most other places.
True.
However, that's what I gave Avengers 2, Age of Ultron, a 70%.
Oh no!
I gave it a C
it's better-
minus.
It's better than that.
I would have, based on what I'm hearing, my speculation is that I'm going to watch it and I'm going to be like, this is like a 79 or an 80. I expect to give it a C plus or a B minus, and I know that you're a lot more harsher with shit than I am.
It's true.
Like, I can really only walk away with my emotional experience. I don't have a cinema background. I don't really care to. My favorite movie is like the 1980s Dune. And then like Hellboy 2 is my favorite comic book movie of all time.
I mean, that's a pretty
I
sick
mean,
movie, though.
okay,
like
yeah.
Put the other classic in there.
it's also just one of my favorite movies of all time. And don't even get me started on Pan's Labyrinth. I will immediately fucking have fits.
I was referring to Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers is 5th, actually.
Pans, number one movie
Pans
of
is
all
3rd
time
for me. Pans is 3rd.
So
Hellboy
Dune,
2, Dune,
Hellboy
2, Pans. What do I have
There's
before
one missing.
Starships? Yes, there is.
There's a big
Starship
one
is
missing.
5th. Fuck, what is it?
I would assume this should be on your list with how much you love said person.
It's actually, I want to say it's Labyrinth is
That's
number 4.
That's what I'm going for.
Yeah. And Labyrinth is number 4. I had to really fight after Bowie died to not claim it's my favorite movie, but realistically, it's not. I can watch it whenever, but yeah.
So
R.I.P.
I honestly feel like this will be on the level of or slightly below Black Panther. So probably like
I agree. I think it'll be a 60 or I think it'll be a 68, 69.
it'll be better than fucking Age of Ultron because that was a goddamn train wreck.
I don't agree.
What?
I think that they had less editing concerns with Age of Ultron than they will with Infinity War.
Thanos is gonna wipe the floor with half of what Ultron
I
even
agree.
do in that fucking movie.
I think that they are going to have more editing concerns, and if they really let time be the deciding factor, like they did in Age of Ultron, nothing will make fucking sense. I feel like we're going to have just as many dead plots and just as many fucking open everything, just as many like scenes that I'm like, I could have done without this. Cool. I'm glad you put this in here to allude to it 3 movies from fucking now. I don't care. I want a movie that is good and makes sense in the context of the fucking movie.
You're talking about a movie that's got a fucking Hawkeye retirement house break.
I agree.
In the same sentence as like, I mean, I think it'll have the opposite problem where they're trying to fit too much shit in. And
Well, remember,
They did
it's
that-
still going to
they
be
did that in
2
Age of
movies.
They got
Ultron.
2 movies.
It's 2 movies. It's like it was going to be part 1, part 2, but it's 2 solid
Right.
movies.
I
did-
guarantee that both of these movies are going to be
And
horribly
this
paced.
one
So I'm going to be with
is-
him.
I think it's going to be
if
horribly
I remember,
paced.
it leaked, and I think they said it's like 2 hours.
The runtime for
40
this one
minutes?
So
Yeah.
like
It's 2.5 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours,
2 hours and
36
36 minutes.
Okay, then
I literally
they're-
just looked
all right,
it up
if they're
to
splitting it
confirm
into 2
that.
pieces and they're not just trying to like cut everything off at the knees and shove little shit pieces in, then I think it really it stands a chance to be even better than Black Panther. Maybe would be my argument. That's my only argument is if they are really taking their time to explore all the scenes, make everything good, make you never want to take a piss while you're watching the movie, like make you want to take a salt tablet before you even enter, then yeah, sure. But my problem with Age of Ultron, and the reason why I scored it so at a C- level, exactly on the line of a 70, is because I felt like, yeah, they kept a lot of stuff that didn't need to be kept, and then they refused to explore things, but still smashed them in really fucking hard. Like the Thor scene.
Okay, so wait. Okay,
I'm just excited because this is like the excitement
I'm
of
like-
Avengers.
I'm like actually kind of legitimately excited for this one for two reasons. Number one, Infinity War is probably one of the greatest stories that Marvel's ever put together. So for the idea that this is finally in a culmination of everything they've been working towards. This
18 movies, bro. This is the
an
19th
I
movie.
This is an
agree.
8-year plan that, regardless if it succeeds or fails as a film, like it's going to make buttloads of money. We know that.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
the
It
fact
It already
that
outsold Black
a
Panther's Day
studio
One sales.
that's fucking
got
crazy.
to this point.
I think it is a good marker of success
And
for sure.
second, Marvel, in my opinion, has been on a much better streak lately when it comes to their movies.
Oh,
The last two that came
Ragnarok
out,
and Panther.
last three that came out, Ragnarok, Panther, and Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
Homecoming.
Oh,
were
yeah.
all three great movies.
Interesting. So Spider-Man Homecoming,
Is the best Spider-Man
Is-
movie ever made.
well, no shit. No, do not. Really?
Are you going Spider-Man
God
1?
damn it,
2.
Dan.
2 was pretty fucking good.
Sure, okay.
But I do like Homecoming.
Enlighten us. Fuck.
Hand me another beer. Please.
Yeah. Fucking
I want to hear about ugly
this
cry
beer
face
brought to
Tobey
you by the
Maguire.
Stratosphere, where I am currently hosting the podcast.
My fucking okay. Fucking wife is literally tilted as much as I'm gonna tilt Jared right now.
You're talking about the second Spider-Man with Doc Ock.
Correct.
No, he's talking about Jamie Foxx.
That's actually my least favorite Spider-Man film.
even more than three.
Whoa. No. Topher Grace. That's all I gotta fucking say.
Now y'all both
I'll fight you out. That's fine.
now y'all both lost.
All right. And
Because he's already wrong about 2 being the
Okay,
best, and then you're wrong about 2 being the worst.
no, I didn't say
And-
it's. I just don't. Okay, 2's not the worst. I'm sorry.
You're wrong.
I dislike 2 more than the other. 2 and 3 of the original trilogy are at the same level for me. I don't think any of them are good at all. No, shut up. I think that they're the equivalent of playing like Genesis games when like you still have Chrono Trigger sitting fucking hot on the SNES.
Jared, what?
Like, sure, the soundtrack is fucking on fire, my dude, but nah.
Come on.
None of them are good movies.
Spill your thing. I want to hear.
None of them are good movies.
Jared, stop.
They're still Sony fucking amalgamations of horse
Yeah, but
shit.
did Spider-Man come out before X-Men?
And then the Andrew Garfield ones, I refuse to see.
Spider-Man 1, right?
I
That came out
boycotted.
before X-Men.
So admittedly, you got me there.
X-Men was first.
X-Men was in 2000.
X-Men
Spider-Man
was-
came out in 2001.
Okay.
Yeah, X-Men was first. And
Jared-
X-Men was also hot. Like, okay, saying Spider-Man was a good movie is like saying X-Men was a good movie.
The first Spider-Man was pretty solid.
It was okay.
It was all right.
It was not a good movie. When I say good movie, I mean a good movie.
All right, Bonesaw, calm the
Jesus
fuck down.
fucking Christ. When I say good movie, I mean Lady in the fucking Water. I mean fucking any shimlamling ding dongs good movies that did good and made sense. I don't.
You need to
I mean,
stop.
fucking.
You need to stop
fucking
talking.
Gone with the
Did
Wind.
you just say Lady in the Water was good?
No, it was
What
not.
the
It was
fuck
not
is
actually
wrong
good.
with you?
I meant
Stop.
Guillermo's movie. That
You
just
meant
came out.
Shape of Water?
Shape of Water. Whatever. It was the shape
There
of
is
a
a
dildo in the water.
Huge difference in quality of movies
I
between those
guess.
two.
I haven't seen
Especially
either.
with the fact that I was confused at where you were going because you mentioned Shamalama Ding Dong, who has a great track record of not good movies.
He has a great track record in the beginning of acceptable movies that were considered great movies, and then he has all bad movies. You disagree? You think that all of his movies are garbage?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
I
Then
fucking
why are
love.
you snickering over there?
You're
Spike Spiegel's a great dude.
You're fucking ridiculous. You're out of your fucking.
Spider-Man 2. Talk, please. I want to hear.
Okay, any movie that you can fucking put "You Say Run" to successfully is a good movie.
You can put that in anything.
Wrong. Secondly,
Did YouTube not prove that to us?
theming. Okay, Spider-Man 2. Not Spider-Man 3. I don't know where the fuck you're getting Spider-Man 2
Spider-Man
and 3 are
is
on the same level.
Hilarious.
Because you're fucking.
It's a comedy.
It did have
It
emo
is
Peter
a fucking
Parker.
comedy, just like the
Which
second
Spider-Man
Thor
2
movie.
is not.
Just like the second Thor movie is a fucking sci-fi movie. If you accept what a movie is, you will not be disappointed. And I guess that's the difference between like me and every other fucking human on the planet. Is I'm like, I accept this for what it is attempting to actually be. The third Spider-Man was a comedy, and it was successful. The second Spider-Man was not a comedy. It was trying to be a superhero film.
To be
before
fair,
superhero
Spider-Man
films were
2
superhero
had the
films.
greatest song of the combination of Nickelback and Saliva with Hero.
Yeah, that it automatically.
If there's
gets,
anything that
it
Spider-Man 2
automatically
gets,
docked
it's
from
that.
points.
No,
in
no,
my
no, no,
book
no.
for
It
that.
gets points.
See,
for
I
that.
remember
You're right.
Sum 41.
You're right. It, too,
That's
is a
for
comedy,
Confessional.
Chris.
I blocked
It, too,
that
is
out
a
of my
comedy.
head. You had to bring that back. I forgot that they were on the soundtrack.
Yeah. Point.
They were also on the Daredevils. What is with Nickelback?
All
and
I'm
superhero
going to
movies?
say is that newest Spider-Man is actually good at being Peter Parker and Spider-Man at the same time instead of one or the other.
Exactly. Amen.
I really like Tom Holland.
Tom Holland was a great pick, and I think he's going to make. I think if Marvel takes the right risks and realizes that he's the future of Marvel, which I think he kind of is, they need to, run with that.
I think they're really selling out on Chadwick Boseman.
Who?
I think they're selling out
Black
on both
Panther.
of them.
Oh,
Like, I think
I think
Black
they're going to kill
Panther's
off a
going
lot
to
of
be the new
important.
Captain America. Yeah, they're killing him off because they're fucking expensive. And Chris Evans has been trying to quit the Marvel Cinematic Universe for
Since he
fucking
started.
6 years.
He didn't even want to do it to start with.
No. And this poor
Well,
bastard is spending 5 hours
you've
a
been
day in
cast
the
as
gym.
Captain America.
Yeah,
Dude, he's hated.
He was
it since
Fantastic
day
Four.
one.
Or
I don't think he's hated
He
it.
was fucking.
he didn't hate it.
He was Johnny
At
Blaze.
true.
He didn't want to do fucking.
And I'm glad they gave Michael B. Jordan another chance in a Marvel game.
Fuck yeah, because he was
Yeah.
epic as Killmonger.
He's real good.
He was
Honestly,
a real good
as the
Vegeta.
Human Torch. I thought he was good. He was the best part of that movie.
Yeah, he was a good Vegeta.
Everything happened at the end.
I didn't even see that.
It was so bad. Me and
I
Nikki
refuse
watched
to
it.
watch
and we
it.
were
Just watch
like,
Dragon Ball Evolution. You're good.
I won't watch that either.
It's the same movie.
Yeah.
I like not catching cancer when I go watch movies. I enjoy that.
Then what
How
are you
does
doing
Spider-Man
enjoying
3
Spider-Man
treat
3?
you?
I mean, I saw all
on
of
the
those
same
movies
page.
exactly once, so I'm not sure. They were all bad to me.
Okay, so Spider-Man 2 is not Spider-Man 3.
You're right. It's still not good.
Jared.
You're gonna tell me
So
that
what's-
it's as good as
What do-
fucking
all right, of all like
what?
superhero movies or whatever.
Hellboy 2.
Of all the Marvel movies.
None of them are good. Oh my god.
You're not wrong.
Is this a fucking shocker to you all?
I was just hoping to at least
They
get a
are
favorite
like
out
they
of
are
you.
plasticizing and pushing out and fucking throwing money at everything in an effort to capture money, which they are succeeding because all of you are dumb and they got it. They're punching the fucking ticket. There isn't a single fucking movie that is like an A++ movie, an S fucking movie
Were
that
you
Marvel has
expecting
made.
any of them to
no,
be?
I'm sorry.
I haven't.
Are you insinuating that Hellboy 2, my dude, is an A++ movie?
Absolutely not. But
Okay, then
I'm,
what the fuck
I'm
are you
absolutely
trying to
saying that it's
say?
better than all of the Marvel movies.
Wrong.
Okay, sure.
What would you put ahead of Hellboy 2 then?
I mean, there's not a whole lot, but Spider-Man 2 is on level.
That's not a Marvel movie. That's a Sony movie. I mean, you did say Marvel movies. Let's. Come on.
He's got you in
I'm
that
not
little.
wrong.
He's got you in that bonesaw headlock right
He's
there.
got
Yeah,
me
I
on
do.
that bone saw fucking technicality.
brother.
All right. All the Marvel movies The Winter Soldier
is not at all better than Hellboy 2. I would have accepted.
I didn't say it was better. I said it was on the level.
I would have accepted the
Ragnarok.
I would have accepted Ragnarok is better, and I would have accepted Black Panther is better because I haven't seen them, and I've heard that they've both gotten way better.
You need to watch Ragnarok.
I know I do.
It's on. I have it on the Voodoo.
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to say I haven't seen it, so
I've seen Winter Soldier like 4 times, and it's not nearly as good as Hellboy 2 in my opinion.
Yeesh. Okay.
I don't think it's on the level.
That's fair. I love Hellboy too.
Me too.
It has a solid place in my heart.
You
It's one
liked
of the best
Deadpool.
comic movies ever.
Not a Marvel movie.
Technically, yes.
If we're gonna just say that every fucking superhero of all time gets a fucking run at the show here, then I'd like to see Darkman take a run for it as a comedy, because it is incredibly fucking hilarious.
Oh, dark.
And Liam Neeson.
Can we just bring Blank Man back?
I'm sorry, what?
Blank Man?
Blank Man?
Yeah, you
Don't forget
Not
Blade.
familiar. Blade also will take a tight run as a comedy. At least Blade 2 would.
Motherfucker's
Blade
always
3.
trying to ice skate uphill.
Blade 3 is the comedy. That even that movie was garbage.
I think that Blade 2 directly inspired Gumby banging horses, so Blade 2 obviously gets a incredible mention.
I guess I could see the logic.
Oh, but since I brought up Deadpool, there's rumors a new trailer tomorrow.
Tight. Yeah, like
I'll see it.
Who knows when this
They
will be
don't-
posted?
what do they
It'll
need
be
to sell
tomorrow
to me?
somewhere.
yeah.
I meant for us. Fuck these people.
The date is Wednesday, March 21st.
I think in terms of writing and directing, there has not been a better, like clearly better Marvel movie. There may be comparable, but I would still let my preferences win out over those. Like unless you have a clear example of what a better fucking movie is in every which way, shape, and form.
There's a reason, Jared, that we formed the Triumvirate. And it is because we cannot overpower one another.
I don't know what you're talking about. I actually own the company. Like, you guys are here just as a symbol to yourselves.
He's got us there, dude. I know my place. I know that if we started making money, he's already on the download. Been like,
All right.
you'll be the first one to get paid. All right, I'll stay.
Do we? Does anybody have any
You are not wrong.
guesses on who's going to be the one to bite the bullet?
What?
In Infinity War?
Captain
Yeah,
America's
Captain
in it.
America.
all the old guard are fucking dead. Dude.
Anybody who cannot continue on another 18 movie track is dead.
I just hope that if they do, like, if they go that route and kill whoever they kill, that they're dead.
They've
Yeah,
gotta be.
I think so.
Oh,
I
well,
think so.
If you watch
I
Doctor
think
Strange,
they'll be
you know
better.
he's got where he can rewind time and bring people back.
I think they'll do
Yeah,
better.
but
I don't think they'll Superman
I
the
hope they
situation.
don't. I don't want that to happen.
I think it might happen maybe once in a movie as a spinoff direction, but that character will still die at the end anyway.
And the Russos like let it leak in an interview that Captain Marvel is debuting in this.
really,
Interesting. Anybody
Nice.
need a beer?
I love Brie Larson.
I do as well because her name is Brie.
Do it for me. Do the thing.
I think Chris has actually got a really solid pig squeal. Are you feeling better, baby?
No,
Okay.
Okay.
We'll get it tomorrow night.
Okay.
maybe. We'll see.
On Friday
Or
night.
Friday night, sorry.
I was like,
What
tomorrow,
am I doing
Wednesday.
tomorrow? I mean, if I get tilted in Overwatch, yeah, I'll fucking read.
You'll wait.
I keep hearing that Brie Larson is going to be like the new leader of the team, but I feel like it's going to be Chadwick Boseman.
I feel like after the success of Black Panther, it's going to be. It's probably one of
Well,
those
'cause-
like, oh, contingency
If
plan.
not
This
him,
did
like,
really
maybe,
fucking well.
well,
I-
I was gonna say Bucky since technically he became Cap after,
Fuck him.
and then Falcon did become Cap in
Guy
like the
sucks.
newer comics.
I think Falcon is only going to be relevant as long as Cap is relevant. I think
He's
Winter
out, yeah.
Winter Soldier might stick around for another movie. Maybe.
Dude,
Tops.
if Steve dies, what's fucking Bucky gonna do?
I think that he has more play than Falcon.
In the
Falcon
comics,
has
certainly.
literally
in the
played
comics,
the
he
fucking
he takes the mantle after that.
Okay, look, Falcon is the boogie board that's tied around a fucking strap to your ankle as Cap is running down the beach side. And like, sure, like Bucky is the other guy who's like barely keeping up, like, but at least he's a person and not an inanimate object tied to your ankle. And I feel bad that they fucked Falcon over that way, but really they did. I think I think
said that
Ant-Man will
we-
go further.
We were watching Civil War the other night, me and Brie, and I was like, I feel really bad that I don't give a shit about Anthony Mackie's character. Like, Falcon fucking
It's
sucks.
not the same. It's not comic.
They wrote him that way. They wrote him to suck, man.
and
They
I'm
wrote
just
him to be
like-
the boogie board.
I'm like, I hate that I disrespect your character because you're a solid dude. I'm sure you're a nice guy. But I just don't give a shit whether your character lives or
I mean, hell,
dies.
he was a laughing joke in Ant-Man.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and Paul
that
Rudd
didn't
is
fucking
instantly
help.
better than.
As much as I'm excited for this movie, I'm kind of way more excited for Ant-Man and the Wasp. That comes out in July.
Nope.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Paul Rudd isn't confirmed for this fucking movie, and it makes me sad. Peter Dinklage is confirmed for this movie.
He's gonna fucking be in it somewhere. He might be in part 2 then if he's not in this part.
Ant-Man was the best part of Civil War.
But it would be weird. He's got to be in it.
I don't disagree. I
Like-
think that whole scene was
Ant-Man and
the
Spidey.
best. That was the best like
Yeah,
10
Ant-Man
minutes.
and Spidey.
That was the best
Yeah.
10 minutes of the movie, really.
Because the rest of it was kind of boring to me.
I don't
Although
It was-
Zemo until Killmonger was probably my favorite villain.
Oh yeah, he was really good.
Who
He's
was?
really good.
Baron Zemo,
okay.
the one who orchestrated them to fight each other and all
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah, he was really good, and I love Daniel Brühl. Like,
Yeah.
the guy's a real solid actor. I loved him
I
in,
just hope
Rush.
Thanos is
Inglorious
fucking
Bastards.
actually fucking terrifying and gruesome.
What is?
Thanos. Like I don't like Ultron was nothing like he should have been.
It's gonna be
he's a
fucking-
toy.
Fucking neutered, man.
That's the problem. All right, so Thanos was
I mean, fuck, he was teased at the end of fucking Avengers.
Thanos didn't take himself seriously in the comic books. So I'm
He had a
curious-
Thanos copter, for Christ's sake. Like,
So, my point.
it fucking says Thanos.
I kind of hope
that.
that's like an
Thanos-
Easter egg somewhere.
It's got to be somewhere.
Thanos didn't take himself seriously in the comics. I don't have a lot of high hopes for okay. A lot of my problems with a lot of superhero films is how serious they take themselves based on their silly fucking premise. And oftentimes I feel like a lot of them could take themselves more seriously and get away with it. And I'm going to go back to this. I think Hellboy 2 really found the correct amount of blend of not taking itself seriously and at the same time in certain parts being like, we're going to really over exaggerate this. And it worked to their benefit very well. And I feel like Marvel is either on one page or the other. And I think they're either gonna take themselves way too fucking seriously with Thanos, and he's gonna be a super garbage character, or they're not gonna take themselves seriously enough, in which case you're gonna be bored. And that's my biggest fear walking into this movie. Is I'm wondering if I'm gonna be bored or if I'm gonna just make fun of the movie the whole fucking time. Because I made fun of Age of Ultron the whole time. And the first Avengers, I got bored. So, like, I can only guess what that medium is going to be for the third one. I hope they balance it out, but who's the director for this one?
It's the Russo brothers,
It's not Joss Whedon, so my hopes are not in the clouds.
which they did Winter Soldier and Civil War. Yeah.
The Russo brothers have a good track record.
I will say that they have a better track record than most. They didn't direct Iron Man 2, so
So they're already on the right track.
they are already.
But 3 is worse than 2 if we're gonna go.
3 is not good either. I'm saying Iron Man 2 as a base of
Mhm.
bad Marvel movies. Iron Man 3 is just a soft wiener.
All the blood.
I don't have anything.
All the blood left
Just,
my
Are you
wiener.
and me just gonna argue the whole time? Because listen,
You really
Do you
like
like
Iron Man 3?
I thought
Really?
I thought it was better
Iron
than
Man
2.
3 of all things, Dan?
I thought it was better than 2.
I actually liked
You know
Iron
what?
Man
Fuck
2.
this. We're going away from taxes versus not paying taxes. We might as well go there.
I paid taxes on my business this year. Thank you very
It
fucking
is my
much.
civic privilege to pay taxes.
Taxation is theft.
Thanks, Dan.
Arriba!
Now, here's the thing. Iron Man 2 is better than Thor 2. I'd argue
No.
it's better than
No.
Thor.
No.
No,
No.
no.
Yeah.
Thor 1 is a superhero movie that was under budget the whole time, significantly. Thor 2 is a sci-fi movie, not at all a superhero movie. And I feel like unless you walk into it, much like I walked into Spider-Man 3 knowing it was a comedy and therefore was not disappointed, while everybody else walked out like with their balls shrunk. Meanwhile, like I enjoyed it for what it was, which was a terrible superhero movie and a notable comedy. And it is enjoyable for such.
Notable.
Like
comedy.
even if it is not meant to be that way, I still feel like you have to embrace things for what they are. And I think you do yourself a gross disservice to not do that. Whether it's video games, movies, music. We talked about this the other day with BitBam. For you to not embrace BitBam for exactly what it is and just accept it as such, you'll never appreciate it for what it is.
So I have to ask,
Yeah.
since whatever you say about Spider-Man 3, how did you feel?
I'm not saying it's a good fucking movie. That's for fuck sure.
How did
Jesus
you?
Christ.
Bit Bam's not a good
Somebody
band.
who kind
No,
of
they're
likes
not.
Spider-Man 3, whatever fuck is what you
They're
said.
not. We agreed. They're not a good band.
Yeah, they're bad.
How did you feel about Wolverine Origins?
That was the real theft.
I don't.
Taxation is Wolverine Orange.
There's two movies I've gotten a refund for: Spider-Man 3, and
Angels
Wolverine
and
Origins.
Airwaves.
I see.
Age of
3.
Ultron.
Well, I meant superhero movies, but I forgot about that.
All right. So I
that
don't. I don't.
refund for
I
Angels
don't
and
see the
Airwaves,
good.
Oh boy, holy shit.
I don't see the good in a lot of things, quote unquote. I do try to see things for what they are. I try to see things with a lack of fallacy. And I try to be honest with myself about certain things so I can appreciate them more. Because honestly, without that trait, without me constantly reminding myself to appreciate what I do see versus what's not there, I would never have been friends with any of you. And I never would have been a part of the MetaVillains. I never would have given Daniel Stratos a chance. It's my ability to look for things in things only came about after years of therapy. And I still find nothing. I find nothing in Wolverine Origins. That's the moral of that story.
What you're saying
I find
is
something
years
in
of
all
therapy,
you.
and you still
And I
can't find
still can't-
anything
I can't-
positive about
nothing.
Wolverine Origins.
Nothing.
No,
I think it is
Friendship is still on.
awful. I don't. It's not.
Dilly
it's
dilly.
not comical
Okay.
enough. It's not. It takes itself too seriously at times. It takes itself not seriously enough at times.
Were you about to defend
Are
Origins?
you gonna fucking defend Origins? Good God, I will go home.
I know we're
I will
Puerto
so-
Rican, but
I will sew your mouth shut like they did with Deadpool if you like this movie.
I was just gonna say I enjoy most things put to cellulose or to hard drive as it is now. You get it out, man. I thought the opening montage of Wolverine Origins was cool. Other than
To say
that,
the first 10 minutes of a movie is cool is not to say the movie is acceptable
I'm
or
not saying
good
it
or
is.
great.
I was just
Okay,
saying
well,
that
don't
I'm-
argue me by saying like, you know what, Jared?
Who the fuck said I was arguing? You just said I was arguing.
The first 1,000 seconds of that movie is pretty dandy, if I might say so myself.
Like Spike
like
Spiegel?
like as if you have a strong point to stand on.
I don't. My strong point is I'm super hungry.
I guess
He's hangry is what it is.
we could have Uber Ate.
No, it's cool. I need to go get food.
Instead, we chose to Uber liquid
Beer.
bread.
We done fucked up. I done fucked up. I fixed it.
Yeah, you did.
Are we
drink
are
a
we in
lot.
our own civil war right now?
We're never in our own civil
You
war.
created our own civil
You've
war
done
in
this to
fucking
us.
D&D, so let's not even talk.
Me?
Yeah,
Me.
you done fucked up.
And this has been the MetaVillains, the podcast.
You're the silent motherfucker who was just like, okay.
Okay,
That's
so
it.
we're gonna have a fucking argument, and we'll catch you guys later.
We'll see if this friendship lasts again.
See you guys on Friday for rock and roll.
See you
And
later.
this is why we don't do podcasts.
Bye.